Mr. President, this is the act declaring a special non-working holiday in Naga, Cebu. The parliamentary status of the measure is that we are now in the period of interpellation. May we recognize the sponsor, Chairman of the Committee of Local Governments, and Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
We are presently now in the period of interpellation for this, actually for House Bills number 537, 540, and 3496, all of which are acts declaring certain dates non-working public holidays in the province of Cebu. One is for Naga, Cebu. That is House Bill number 537. House Bill number 540 is the city of Karkar. And House Bill number 3496 is the commemoration of the historic liberation of Cebu from the Japanese occupation during World War II. I would just like to, knowing the possible objections that have been put up, not only by some of our colleagues in this chamber, but in the hearings by the DOLE specifically, as to the nature of non-working holidays. Many arguments were made that this would present a difficulty. And the reason that these three bills are the ones that I have sponsored and reported and sponsored are simply because I have spoken to the proponents and they have agreed to amend their initial proposed measure to make them into working holidays. So the amendment to change the nature of the holiday from non-working to working holidays has for House Bill number 537 or Naga Cebu, House Bill 540 or Charter City of Karkar, and House Bill 3496 for liberation of Cebu from the Japanese. Those all three, the proponents, the representatives Gullas and Primicias Agabas have agreed that we will amend at the committee level, as a committee amendment, those holidays to be converted into, those non-working holidays to be working holidays. Because it's not only government employees that we are speaking about, but also private employers who need to pay if they ask their workers to come in time and a third, which is of course an additional burden to them. And then of course for the government offices, the non-attendance of the government officials of course may have an effect on the provision of services. And that's why, as a matter of fact, that's why it's only these three bills. That there are I think close to 17 of them, but the others are non-working. So these are the only ones who agreed to make it a working holiday. That's why we have brought it to the only. So in any case, may I move therefore, Mr. President, that the deliberations on House Bill number 537, the Charter Day of the City of Naga, be moved from the period of interpolation to the period of amendments. So moved, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
May we recognize the sponsor for the committee amendments on House Bill 537.
As a committee amendment, Mr. President, on House Bill number 537, in the title, amend the word non-working. The title is an act declaring September 5 of every year a special non-working public holiday in the city of Naga, province of Cebu, to be known as Charter Day of the City of Naga. So to change the word non-working to working. So moved, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
And on line 2 of section 1, Mr. President, again, change the word non-working to working. So moved, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
President, I move to resume consideration of House Bill 540 under Committee Report 65.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Mr. President, this is the act declaring a special non-working public holiday in Karkar, Cebu. The parliamentary status of the measure is that we are now in the period of interpellation. May we recognize the sponsor of the measure, Chairman of the Committee on Local Government, Senator Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Senator Marcos is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I believe the only reservation for the period of to interpolate was Senator Vilon, and he has withdrawn that reservation because of the change that we are proposing in the committee amendment. So I move, Mr. President, that we close the period of interpolation. So
Any objection? Hearing none.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we open the period of committee amendments.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee amendments are as follows. In the title of House Bill number 540, an act declaring July 7 of every year a special non-working public holiday in the city of Karkar, province of Cebu, to be known as the City of Karkar Charter Day. The amendment that the committee is proposing is to change the word non-working to working. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
In section 1, line 2, again, the amendment being proposed is that the word non-working be amended to the word working. So move, Mr.
Any
President.
objection? Hearing none.
Those are all the committee amendments, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to close the period of committee amendments.
Any objection? Hearing none.
I move to close the period of individual amendments.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Mr. President, I move to approve on second reading House Bill 540 under Committee Report 65.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Mr. President, this is the act declaring a special non-working public holiday in the province of Cebu. The parliamentary status of the measure is that we are now in the period of interpellation. May we recognize the sponsor of the measure again, Chairman of the Committee on Local Government, Senator Ferdinand Marcos.
They have been withdrawn on the basis of our proposed committee amendments to change the nature of these holidays from non-working to working holidays. So therefore, I move that we close the period of interpolation. So
Any objection? Hearing none.
Mr. President, I move that we open the period of committee amendments on House Bill 3496.
Any objection? Hearing none.
We recognize the sponsor for the committee
The
amendments.
sponsor is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. The title of House Bill number 3496 reads, an act declaring March 26 of every year as a special non-working public holiday in the province of Cebu to commemorate the historic liberation of Cebu from the Japanese occupation during World War II. The first proposed committee amendment, Mr. President, is to amend the word non-working to the word working. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
In section 2, line 2, again, the amendment is to change the word non-working to working. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
That is all. Those are all the committee amendments that we are proposing, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Marcos.
President, I move to close the period of committee amendments.
Any objection? Hearing none.
I move that we close the period of individual amendments. There are no manifestations of any individual amendments.
Any objection? Hearing none.
And therefore, with that, Mr. President, I move to approve on second reading House Bill 3496 under Committee Report 66.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. President.